Hey Libra, I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, the energy coming through is pretty incredible. I have been doing readings all week, but when I sat down with your cards, something just clicked into place. The theme that kept coming up over and over is this is a turning point. You are very powerful right now, and all is happening as it should. So let me walk you through what the cards are showing, because I think you really need to hear this right now. Before I get into the specific cards, I want to talk about what I am sensing overall. There is this massive shift happening in your energy field right now. Like if I had to describe it, it feels like you have been walking through this long tunnel and you are finally starting to see the light at the end. But it is not just any light. It is your light. The power you have been searching for externally, the validation you have been seeking from others, the confidence you thought you lost somewhere along the way, it is all coming back to you. And the beautiful thing is, it is coming from within this time. You are not borrowing anyone else's power anymore. You are stepping into your own. So the first card I pulled for you is the Five of Wands. Now, when I first saw this card come up, I will be honest, I had to sit with it for a moment because the Five of Wands traditionally represents conflict, competition, and struggle. But the way it showed up in your reading is really interesting. This card is not here to tell you that more conflict is coming. It is here to show you what you have been moving through. Think about the last few months, maybe even the last year. How many times have you felt like you were fighting just to be heard? How many times did you have to defend your choices, your boundaries, your very right to exist in the space you occupy? The Five of Wands represents all of that internal and external struggle you have been navigating. But here is where it gets interesting. This card is showing up now at this turning point because you are being asked to look at conflict differently. For so long, Libra, you have been the peacekeeper. You are the one who smooths things over, who sees all sides, who tries to make everyone happy. And that is a beautiful quality, truly. But sometimes that peacekeeper energy has caused you to betray yourself. You have swallowed your own truth to keep the peace. You have dimmed your own light so others would not feel threatened. The Five of Wands is here to tell you that those days are over. What I am seeing with this card is that you are learning how to stand your ground without losing yourself in the process. You are learning that disagreement does not mean disaster. That conflict, when handled with integrity, can actually be a catalyst for growth. And this is huge for you because as a Libra, you have been conditioned to believe that harmony means everyone agreeing with you or you agreeing with everyone. But real harmony, the kind that actually sustains you, comes from honoring your truth, even when it ruffles feathers. The energy of the Five of Wands is also showing me that you have multiple options or directions pulling at you right now. Maybe you are juggling different opportunities, different relationships, different versions of yourself. And instead of seeing this as chaos, I want you to see it as abundance. You have choices. You have options. That is power. The struggle is not in having these different paths available. The struggle has been in trusting yourself to choose. But we are going to get to that because the cards have a lot to say about your decision-making power right now. The second card that came through is the Page of Cups. Oh, Libra, this card makes me so happy for you. The Page of Cups is about new emotional beginnings, creative inspiration, and intuitive messages. After all that conflict and competition energy from the Five of Wands, here comes this sweet, gentle, open-hearted energy. This is you reconnecting with your inner child, with the part of you that still believes in magic, that still gets excited about possibilities, that still trusts in love and beauty and goodness. What I am seeing with the Page of Cups is that you are entering a phase of emotional renewal. If you have been feeling closed off, guarded, or skeptical lately, that is starting to shift. You are beginning to open your heart again. And I know that might feel scary after everything you have been through. I know you might be wondering if it is safe to be vulnerable again, if it is safe to hope again, if it is safe to trust again. But the Page of Cups is here to tell you that yes, it is safe. In fact, it is necessary. This card is also bringing in messages. And I want you to pay attention to this because the Page of Cups often represents intuitive downloads, dreams, synchronicities, and unexpected communications. You might receive news that touches your heart in the coming days or weeks. This could be a message from someone you have been thinking about, or it could be an internal message from your own soul. Either way, there is something trying to reach you right now, something that wants you to know you are loved, you are supported, and you are exactly where you need to be. The Page of Cups is also incredibly creative. So if you have been feeling blocked creatively, if you have been struggling to express yourself, if you have been holding back your ideas or your art or your voice, this is your sign to let it flow again. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do not have to create a masterpiece. You just have to start. You just have to play. You just have to trust that what wants to come through you is worthy of being expressed. And here is something else I am picking up with the Page of Cups. This card is showing me that you are learning to nurture yourself the way you nurture others. For so long, you have been the one holding space for everyone else's emotions, everyone else's dreams, everyone else's needs. You have been the cup that pours out endlessly, but the Page of Cups is asking, who fills your cup? Who tends to your heart? And the answer that is coming through is you. You are learning to be your own source of emotional nourishment. You are learning that you do not need to wait for someone else to validate your feelings or celebrate your wins or comfort your losses. You can do that for yourself. And that is not selfish. That is survival. That is self-love. Now, the third card is the Queen of Pentacles. And I have to tell you, this is one of the most powerful cards that could have shown up for you right now. The Queen of Pentacles is grounded, abundant, nurturing, and practical. She knows her worth. She knows how to create security for herself. She knows how to build something real and lasting. And she does it all while staying connected to her feminine power, her intuition, and her heart. This card is telling me that you are stepping into a new level of self-sufficiency and material stability. Now, I do not know your specific situation, but whether this is about money, career, home, or your sense of security in the world, something is solidifying for you. You are building something real. You are creating a foundation that cannot be shaken by other people's opinions or external circumstances. You are becoming unshakable. And that is the turning point energy we are talking about. The Queen of Pentacles is also about knowing your value and not accepting anything less. If you have been undervaluing yourself, undercharging for your work, staying in situations where you are not appreciated, or giving away your resources without reciprocity, that pattern is ending. This queen does not operate from scarcity. She does not hoard or grasp or cling. But she also does not give away her power. She knows what she brings to the table, and she expects to be met with equal energy. What I love about the Queen of Pentacles showing up for you right now is that she represents mastery in the physical realm. This is you getting your life together in a very tangible way. Maybe you are finally organizing your finances, or setting up systems that support your goals, or creating healthy routines that actually stick. Whatever it is, you are building structure around your dreams. You are not just wishing and hoping anymore. You are doing. You are taking action. You are showing up for yourself in ways you never have before. This queen is also deeply connected to nature and to her body. So I am getting that part of your turning point involves reconnecting with your physical self. Maybe you have been disconnected from your body, ignoring its signals, pushing through exhaustion, or treating it like a machine instead of a temple. The Queen of Pentacles is inviting you back home to yourself. She is reminding you that your body is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the vessel through which you experience this life, and it deserves your love, your respect, and your care. The fourth card is the Ten of Swords. Okay, I know this card looks intense. I know it can be scary when you see it in a reading. But please hear me out, because the Ten of Swords is actually one of the most liberating cards in the deck when you understand what it is really saying. The Ten of Swords represents an ending, a completion, a cycle that has run its course. And yes, sometimes that ending is painful. Sometimes it feels like betrayal or defeat or loss. But the Ten of Swords is also the card that says it is over. Whatever you have been struggling with, whatever has been keeping you stuck, whatever painful pattern you have been repeating, It is done. This card is showing me that you are finally ready to let go of something you have been holding on to for far too long. And I think you know what this is. It might be a belief about yourself that is no longer true. It might be a relationship that has run its course. It might be a version of yourself that you have outgrown. Whatever it is, the Ten of Swords is here to tell you that you have permission to walk away. You have permission to close the door. You have permission to say enough. What makes the Ten of Swords so powerful in your reading is that it comes right after the Queen of Pentacles. Do you see what is happening here? You are stepping into your power, claiming your worth, building your empire, and in order to do that fully, you have to release what is no longer serving you. You cannot carry the old into the new. You cannot build a new foundation on top of old rubble. The Ten of Swords is the clearing. It is the release. It is the death that must happen before the rebirth. And here is the most important thing I want you to understand about the Ten of Swords. This card is not about things being done to you. It is about you finally accepting what is. It is about you stopping the mental torture of replaying the past, analyzing what went wrong, wondering if you could have done something differently. The swords in this card represent thoughts, and when all 10 of them are in your back, it means you have been stabbing yourself with your own thinking. You have been your own worst enemy. But that stops now. The 10 of Swords marks the darkest point right before dawn, and the beautiful thing about hitting rock bottom is that there is nowhere to go but up. You have survived the worst of it, you have made it through the night, and now you get to choose how you want to rise. You get to choose what story you want to tell about this chapter of your life. You get to choose who you want to become on the other side of this ending. The fifth card is the Six of Pentacles, and this is where things start to get really beautiful. After the release and ending of the 10 of Swords, here comes balance, reciprocity, generosity, and fair exchange. The Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving in equal measure. It is about resources flowing freely. It is about being in a position to help others while also being open to receiving help yourself. What I am seeing with this card is that as you step into your power and release what is no longer serving you, you are going to find yourself in a position of greater abundance. And this abundance is not just about money, although that may certainly be part of it. This is about emotional abundance, creative abundance, relationship abundance, opportunity abundance. You are entering a time where things are going to start flowing to you instead of you always having to chase them. The Six of Pentacles is also showing me that you are learning about healthy reciprocity in relationships. For so long, Libra, you have been the giver. You have been the one who shows up, who supports, who helps, who gives and gives and gives. And while that is beautiful, it has also created imbalance in your life. You have attracted takers. You have attracted people who are happy to receive from you, but never give back. The Six of Pentacles is here to balance the scales. It is here to show you what mutual support looks like, what equal partnership looks like, what real love looks like. This card is also about generosity of spirit, and I want you to know that your kindness, your compassion, your willingness to help others, none of that has been wasted. Even when people did not appreciate it, even when it was not reciprocated, even when you felt taken advantage of, your generosity was still creating positive karma. It was still planting seeds. And now you are entering the harvest season. What you have given is coming back to you, multiplied. The Six of Pentacles is also showing me that you might be in a position to help someone else soon. Maybe someone is going to come to you for advice, for support, for resources, and you are going to be able to show up for them from a place of abundance rather than depletion. You are going to be able to give without resentment, without expecting anything in return, without depleting yourself, because your cup is full now, because you have done the work to fill yourself up first. The sixth and final card is the Seven of Wands, and oh my goodness. Libra, this is exactly the energy I was hoping to see for you. The Seven of Wands is the card of courage, conviction, and standing your ground. After everything the previous cards have shown, the journey you have been on, the struggles you have faced, the power you have reclaimed, Here you are at the end of the reading, standing on higher ground, defending your position, refusing to back down. The Seven of Wands tells me that you are done shrinking. You are done apologizing for taking up space. You are done dimming your light to make others comfortable. You are done playing small. You have worked too hard. You have come too far. You have survived too much to go back to who you were before. And the Seven of Wands is your commitment to yourself that you will protect this new version of you at all costs. What I love about the Seven of Wands is that it shows someone standing alone on higher ground, fending off challenges from below. And yes, there might be people who challenge your growth. There might be people who liked you better when you were smaller, quieter, more manageable. There might be people who feel threatened by your power, your success, your confidence. But the Seven of Wands says, you have the strength to handle it. You have the courage to stand firm. You have the conviction to trust yourself even when others doubt you. This card is also showing me that you are entering a phase where you are going to have to actively defend your boundaries, your time, your energy, and your vision. People are going to want access to you. Opportunities are going to present themselves. Distractions are going to try to pull you off course. But the Seven of Wands is reminding you that you get to choose what you say yes to. You get to choose where you invest your energy. You get to choose who gets to be in your inner circle. And choosing yourself first is not selfish. It is sacred. The Seven of Wands is the card of the warrior, but not the warrior who fights for the sake of fighting. This is the warrior who fights for what they believe in, who fights for their dreams, who fights for their right to exist authentically in this world. And that is you right now, Libra. You are the warrior of your own life. You are the hero of your own story. And no one, absolutely no one, gets to write your ending but you. So let me bring this all together for you because I want you to see the bigger picture of what these cards are telling you. You started with the Five of Wands, which showed the struggle and conflict you have been navigating. Then came the Page of Cups, opening your heart again and inviting in new emotional beginnings. The Queen of Pentacles anchored you in your worth and showed you building something real and lasting. The Ten of Swords brought the necessary ending, the release of what was holding you back. The Six of Pentacles restored balance and brought reciprocity back into your life. And finally, the Seven of Wands has you standing in your power, defending your position, refusing to back down. This is your turning point, Libra. This is the moment when everything shifts, when you stop waiting for permission and start giving it to yourself, when you stop looking outside for validation and start trusting your own inner knowing, when you stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for you and start expanding into the fullness of who you are meant to be. You are very powerful right now, not because the universe suddenly granted you power, but because you finally remembered that you have always had it. You are not becoming powerful. You are returning to your power. And that is completely different. That is the energy of reclamation, of coming home to yourself, of remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. And all is happening as it should. I know it might not feel like it sometimes. I know there have been moments when you questioned everything, when you wondered if you were on the right path, when you felt lost and alone and uncertain. But the cards are showing me that every single thing you have experienced has been preparing you for this moment. Every challenge has been strengthening you. Every loss has been clearing space for something better. Every ending has been making room for a new beginning. You are exactly where you need to be. And I know that might be hard to believe, especially if you are not where you thought you would be by now. But trust me when I tell you that your life is unfolding perfectly. The delays were protection. The rejections were redirection. The closed doors were blessings in disguise. Everything that did not work out was actually working for you, even when it did not feel like it. So my invitation to you, Libra, is to trust this process. Trust this turning point. Trust your own power. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to see the entire path. You just need to take the next step, and then the next one, and then the next one. Your only job right now is to keep showing up for yourself. Keep honoring your truth. Keep protecting your peace. Keep choosing yourself over and over and over again. The cards used in this reading were the Five of Wands, Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and Seven of Wands. Each one brought its own medicine, its own message, its own piece of the puzzle. And together, they painted a picture of transformation, of power reclaimed, of a life being rebuilt on a foundation of truth and authenticity. I would love to know if this resonates with you. Did any part of this reading hit home? Are you feeling this turning point energy in your own life? Drop a comment and let me know what is shifting for you right now.